Hello, beautiful photo people. This is the tutorial for the Mandala Leading Lines journal assignment. So this assignment is relatively simple. It consists of you shooting a photo with dynamic leading lines and then manipulating it to form a um, kind of radially balanced mandala kind of effect. So your steps are this. The most important thing is to shoot a photo with dynamic leading lines. With what that means is you want angles, things that are angled or things that have lines that are swooping or straight or anything like that. You don't want them generally to be completely horizontal or completely vertical. You need them to be dynamic, meaning that they need to go at diagonals. This particular photo has a lot of that going on because you can see that here's one line leading in here. You have another line leading in here. These lines are leading towards there. This is totally foreshortened at the end. You just want to make sure that you have a photo where your leading lines, any sort of angles or lines that are in the photo, are dynamic and they're not just horizontal or vertical. Once you have that photo, very simply, what you're going to do is you're going to open that photo in Photoshop. You can get it into Photoshop on your computer by uploading it to your OneDrive from your phone or any other kind of many ways to do it. You can email it to yourself as well. Once you have your photo into Photoshop, there is just a couple of simple steps to make this work. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go up to your image because we need to get information about your image. So go to Image, go down to Image Size, and it's going to show you your width and your height and your resolution in pixels. Generally, that's the default. But in order to make this easier to understand, we're going to do this in inches though. So if it's on pixels or anything else, go over here on your drop-down menu and just go to inches. And what we can see here is this image is 42 inches by 56 inches at 72 ppi. That's pixels per inch. Okay. Now the reason why this is important is we're going to make a new document in order to manipulate this original photo so that we have basically 4 copies of this photo in one document. Because this new document and these photos are going to be symmetrical, that basically means we need to make a new document that is 2 wide and 2 top and down of our original image. We're going to have 4 versions of our original image in this. So it will be 2 versions of our image wide and 2 versions of our image tall. That means that we need to make a document that is twice the size of our original image. So the 42 times 2, right? 2 times 2 is 4, 4 and 4 is 8. So we have an 82-inch wide document. 56 plus 56 is 112. Now, the other important thing is that resolution has got to match. Cannot change your resolutions. If you are trying to take one image from one thing, from one document, and utilize it in another document, you want to make sure that those resolutions match. So now that we have this information, I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to go to File, New. I'm going to make sure that this right here is in inches, right? And I'm going to put in 84 as my width. 112 is my height. And again, like I just said, you're matching your resolution at 72. So you're going to hit create. That's going to bring up this very lovely blank document. So I can now go back to my original photo. I'm going to hit Command A, Command C. I'm going to go to my new document and hit Command V. So that's going to copy my original image into my new document. And if you notice, as with always, with all these projects, when you paste something in, You're going to have the original background layer, and then you're going to have layer 1, which is your first copy, okay? So I'm going to take that, I'm going to move it up here. The reason why I'm choosing the top left is because overall, the dynamic leading lines in this photo are going towards the center. They're moving towards the right. So I know that as I copy this photo and it gets tweaked and manipulated around, that all these are going to end up pointing in towards the center, which is what I want. Once I have my original photo in its original orientation in the top left here, you might choose to make it the top right. That's totally fine. I'm going to go to my layers palette, which again, if you need to get to your layers palette, go to window and go to layers. All right. I'm going to go to my window layers palette here. I'm going to click on my little drop down menu and do duplicate layer. You can also do that in other places, but this is going to be a layer 1 copy. Now I'm going to hit OK. Where is it? Well, it duplicated the layer, so it's still in its original position. So I'm going to move that layer all the way to the right. And this is when we start getting into the fun part. This doesn't look like anything but the same image twice. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to Edit, Transform. I can do Free Transform to do overall sizing, but I'm going to go to Transform. I'm going to go down here to Flip Horizontal. What that's going to do is it's going to flip my image horizontally because I'm on that layer. It's only going to flip that image horizontally. So you guys are already beginning to see where this is kind of going with everything coming back on itself. Now I'm going to make a copy of this duplicate layer. All right. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to move it over to, and I can do the same thing with Edit, Transform, except this time I'm going to have it flip vertically. And if I flip it vertically, then I can put it in the bottom right corner, right? And then I only have to do this. So what I can do now is I can clip back on my first layer here. I can make another copy of it, duplicate layer. I can go to Edit, Transform, Flip vertically. I can pull that down here. And lo and behold, there is my mandala. Right? Really cool. And this works really well with those leading lines. Okay. This is more of a geometric exploration in this. If you find that you have something that's more natural, these are all obviously man-made items. So if you find that you have a photo that has a lot of leading lines that's more natural, you can get some really beautifully organic things. But in reality, this is a very simple project. All you're doing is taking the photo, you're making a new master document based off the image size of your original photo. You are copying these layers, duplicating these layers, and then using your edit slash transform tool to either flip them horizontally or vertically so that all the leading lines now go in towards the center. Once you get to this point, very simple, just go to Layer, Flatten Image, okay? File, Save As, save your file. You can save this as last name underscore first initial Mandala and upload it to your OneDrive. That is the tutorial. Thank you guys so very much. And if you have any questions, you know where I am.